2023. Hey. I think I should be, maybe the last person to say Happy New Month, right? No, I was the first person. I said that yesterday in advance. Okay, so I want to say it again to you. Happy New Month to you. And we do pray and hope that this month will be the best of all, okay? Plenty of money, contracts, and everything, okay? So from me to you is Happy New Month. But then this is your darling station. This is Voice of the People. Here we represent the people so very much, and we give them a voice. Exactly. My name is Jude Ikami Jude, and I'll be here from now up until 3 p.m. on the DOT. I just do hope that you stay there with me so we can ride together this beautiful afternoon. Don't forget, it matters on the Super Dial 90.3 FM. And in case you don't know, I do this every weekday between 1 and 3 p.m. So if you have been missing something, make sure you miss no longer, okay? Welcome on board. This beautiful afternoon was set to go political again, but then it is a Friday edition. Yes, it's the Friday edition. Quickly, I have with me a public affairs commentator. Yes, he is Victor Arogunyo. He's going to be joining us via phone. A very beautiful afternoon to you, Mr. Victor.
Good afternoon. How are you, sir?
I'm fine. Good to have you join us again today.
Thank you. Yeah, thank you very much for having me today again.
Okay.
And welcome viewers. Yeah.
Yeah. How is Edo State today? Tell us what's happening in Edo State quickly. Let's start from there. Yeah.
Well, Edo State.
The political atmosphere in Edo State.
Election is tomorrow. The local government election is tomorrow. The SEC has issued a statement that there's not going to be restriction of movement. People are free to move, and the governor has promised there's going to be free and fair election. And we just hope that the governor live true to that by tomorrow. Tomorrow is the election. And so far, everywhere is calm. There's no problem. People are going about their business beautifully. There's no problem so far. Everything is calm in Edo State.
Beautiful. Yeah. Thank you. Everything is calm in Edo State. So he said. But don't forget that we are streaming live on YouTube. If you are there, wherever you are in the world, you are free. You can watch us right now. Okay. It is VOP 90.3 FM on YouTube, Facebook, Twitter, all of our social media platforms. Okay. That is VOP 90.3 FM. Go to YouTube and type just that, and you can watch us live. And of course, do drop your own comments. And then don't forget that WhatsApp portal is also there and open for beautiful conversation. 0700 903 9039 is the number to send your message to. Again, 0700 903 903 903. Okay, let's leave it there. Let's leave it there for now. As regards Edo State, I would want you to just give us an understanding of what is happening between the governor of Edo State and the deputy governor. You know, what is really happening? So many people really don't understand what is playing out. So maybe you're the best person to talk to us as regards that. Tell us what is really playing out.
Yeah. Can you hear me?
Very well.
Yeah. What's happening in Edo State is unfortunate, it's abnormal, but it's not unexpected. Because in politics, it is not over until it is over. But I must say that what is happening in Edo is not a constitutional crisis, but it's a political crisis. Now, the Nigeria Constitution did not define well what the role of a deputy governor is. What the Constitution merely says is that the governor can assign a duty, a role to a deputy governor. But whereas it is a joint ticket with the deputy governor The governor would not have been able to stand election alone. Of course, you know, one of the PDP and Labour are challenging Tinubu now is that his deputy, the vice president, Kashim Shettima, is not qualified because of double nomination.
Okay.
So it means that one of the point they are holding on is that Tinubu contested alone without a deputy governor because Abini Kashim was not qualified to contest that election. The point I'm trying to establish is this: the deputy governor is governor in the wait. Once the governor, either by resignation or by death, or he traveled outside the country, it is the deputy governor that takes over. So, having said that, but what is not necessarily a constitutional crisis, but rather a political one. The deputy governor, having spent 8 years, almost 8 years as deputy governor, want to become the governor of Edo State. So that's just a problem, nothing more. And of course, the governor is not at home with his deputy taking over from him. So this is basically the problem that is happening in Edo State.
Does the governor of Edo State have an anointed candidate already?
Well, from the body language of the governor of Edo State, it is not clear whether he has an anointed candidate. Because up till now, the governor has not come out to say specifically where the next governor should come from. But ideally, democratically and by way of zoning, it should be the turn of the ESA people, that's the Edo Central, to produce the next governor, ordinarily. So, but both the APC and including Labour have not made any statement whether or which of the zones, Edo Central or Edo South, is going to produce the next governor. But however, to an average Edo person, he will say that it is the turn of the ESA, that the North Central people, to produce the next governor. And of course, if you look at the people who are jostling for the positions right now, majority of them are from the ESA-speaking people of Edo State.
And for you, you think is right? You think you think is one-sided?
No, for me, I have always been agitating in a rotation until we get to that point where America, Britain, Canada, and France is, where people can now contest election on the basis of merit, on the basis of their qualification, on the basis of what they can. But as it stands right now, because of our history, the way we evolve over the years, I believe that we must stick to, for now, we must rotate some of these positions in such a way if the South produces governor for the last 8 years, and before the current governor, the last 8 years was from Edo North, where Oshomole was governor for 8 years. After Oshomole, Obaseki is there 8 years now. It is just fair. It's just fair that the next governor should come from the central. I think that's my take. That's my position on it. Because I believe so much in rotation and zoning.
All right. Thank you so very much for giving us a brief as regards what is happening in Edo State. But then let's quickly leave Edo State and let's talk about national issues. Now, I'm sure you are aware that the Nigerian Labour Congress, NLC, has threatened to shut down the economy, starting with a 2-day warning strike from next week. The warning strike will take place, on Tuesday, September the 5th, and Wednesday, September the 6th. The decision was reached after the National Executive Council NEC meeting of the Congress, yesterday. Now, would you say, yes, NLC should go ahead with this strike, or strike will not help us at this point? What do you think?
Well, as a labor person, as a unionist, I will not say I'm unaware of what is in Nigeria, especially at the national level, as regards the relationship between the Nigerian Labour Congress, the TUC, and the federal government. Now, the federal government have not been fair to Labour, especially with the regime of President Bola Ahmed Tinubu. Now, all the agreements, the meetings that have been held for the last 2-3 months with this current administration, none has been implemented. Now, of course, there's a committee, a tripartite plus committee that was set where both TUC, Nigeria Labour, NLC, the government, and some private sectors, are part of this committee to be able to bring about palliative, to be able to cushion the effect of subsidy removal. As I speak to you now, up till now, the government has not been able to do anything. I live in Abuja. I live in an outskirt of Abuja. Now, before now, place to Federal Secretariat was 300 naira.
Okay.
Then from Federal Secretariat to my office in Maitama is 50 naira. So I spend an average of say 700 naira to and fro in a day. But today, place from Kuje where I live to Federal Secretariat is over 1,000 naira. Before I get to office every day, to and fro, I spend close to 3 every day. Now, this is the position Labour is holding, that you cannot unilaterally remove fuel subsidy without cushioning the effect, without cushioning the pains that come with removal of subsidy. Of course, nobody is saying federal government should not remove subsidy, because subsidy, everybody has come to know that it's never even few people, few friends of government who gather themselves and they share money monthly and all of that in the name of subsidy. So everybody has agreed, both even political party, both Labour, the PDP, agree that subsidy should go. But how the current implementing the removal of fuel subsidy is what Labour is not happy with. And of course, I'm with Labour anytime, any day, because Nigerian workers, ordinary citizens in our village, are passing through a lot of hardship, and something must be done very urgently and very drastically.
But the federal government says it is doing everything possible to cushion the effect, of fuel subsidy, thereby trying to, bring in palliatives, as part of the measures to cushion the effect. Don't you think, actually, that the federal government is really trying its best to make sure, things are settled amicably, to make sure things are, they do their best to make sure everything is in order?
What the federal government did was wrong. What the government ought to have done, put certain palliatives, certain strategies in place for removing fuel subsidy. Let me give you an example. When Jonathan, after consultation with all stakeholders, including Nigeria Labour Congress, private sectors, and everybody, said he wants to remove fuel subsidy, before then, the Jonathan government came up with what they call Shopee. What's Shopee all about? Shopee provided vehicles, long vehicles in Abuja. They built stores. They provided motorcycle. They provided even vehicle at government level. I recall it was that at that time my wife also gave birth. I remember in one of the hospitals in Kubwa, the federal government gave them certain amount of money, a certain amount of facility at that time. So Jonathan made arrangement before he was talking about fuel subsidy, even though people like our great leader, which I have a lot of respect for, Falana and others, Tunji Braithwaite, Odumaiki, all of them came together to say no, that fuel subsidy must remain. And Jonathan, as a gentleman who listened to the state, even though he has put all the steps, all the plans in place, but this government just came the first day of Tinubu having been sworn in with arrogance. With some arrogance, he said fuel subsidy is gone. Fuel subsidy was not part of the speech Tinubu was supposed to deliver that day. But with the air of arrogance, what will happen? What can Nigeria do? He just said fuel subsidy is gone without making provision. The effect. This is where we are, and this is the situation right now.
But then you mentioned that Tinubu is not supposed to, put in or mention the issue of fuel subsidy. But to some persons in the country, they feel, well, the president has done well to even mention that, henceforth there will not be, subsidy. It's a way of helping the nation. Don't you think so? I mean, yes, you said he's not supposed to add that to it, but adding that is helping the country directly or indirectly.
Well, like my position, like I have said, Tinubu ought to have gotten into power, meet with certain people in government, those in charge of NNPC, interact with them, know what is at stake, know what the positions are before taking a position. For who he was not a president before, he was not a vice president, he was not a former minister, so he has not occupied any federal position except that he was a former senator. So he does not have
and a former governor
and a former governor. I'm talking at the level of federal. I'm talking at the level of federal.
Okay.
He was a former senator. He was not a minister before, so he didn't know what the issues are. Now, to said on the first day of inauguration that fuel subsidy is gone without know what the issue are, is where we are now. It is confused. There's serious confusion within the government because they don't know exactly what to do. Yes, fuel subsidy should go. If fuel subsidy goes, what happens? Now, talking about CNG, which people should turn their cars, change their car to French and all of those things. These are some of the things we ought to have done. Cars ought to have done. We have turned our gas, our vehicles to CNG, our generators, and all of that. Make all the let CNG be available in Arizona or Zona or South, on local government basis, where people can have access to this CNG product. Before saying fuel subsidy is gone. Now you say fuel subsidy is gone, there's no arrangement to cushion the effect of fuel subsidy. This is the situation we find ourselves. This is why Nigerians are not happy and there is pain. You are a big man, so you may not know what common people are going on in the street. So those of us who are activists, who are unionists, who the social commentator, who work with community people and all of that, we know what people are going through. People cannot feed. People are suffering. People are dying. There's hunger in the land.
And of course, there's hunger with the land. But some persons will still tell you, well, why not take it easy with the federal government? I can hear noise at the background, please. There's noise at the background. Yes, thank you so very much. What I'm trying to say is that some persons have come out to say, hey, why not take it easy with the federal government? I mean, they are doing their best. It's really not easy. They're trying their best to put things in place to make sure Nigerians enjoy after all. But then it's too quick for NLC to come out and start going down to going to shut down the country or the economy, because they feel, well, it is their duty to, bringing people together to start a strike. First of all, they're talking about 2 days warning strike, and after the 2 days warning strike, there will have 2 weeks strike. I mean, a serious one is what they're talking about this time around. And some have said, hey, why not just take it easy, relax, wait up until maybe in the next 1 or 2 months or thereabouts and see what the federal government will come out with. Don't you think that should be what we should be thinking of right now?
Yeah, a very good one. But what is happening is this. Now, government is asking people to make sacrifice. But government itself, they're not making any sacrifice. You heard the Senate president the other day talking about posting money for people for holiday, running it to $1 million. Whereas they are asking the common people to make sacrifice. Look at the National Assembly talking about using how many billions of naira to buy vehicles. Whereas Nigerians cannot even feed in a day. In the government, those in authority, those in the legislature, those in the executive, those in the judiciary, if ordinary people, if Nigerian citizenry see them making sacrifice, if they see them making sacrifice, then they will try to understand with government. But because they are not making any form of sacrifice, so nobody's ready to make sacrifice. This is the situation. Up till now, rather than Syria position being trimmed down, but they have skyrocketed to about 48 ministerial position. You have 35 36 states, including Abuja 37. But you're having over 40, close to almost ministerial position. Advisors, senior special advisor, essays, all of these things come with cost. So they too should first of all make sacrifice before to make sacrifice, and Nigeria will understand if they do. So this is the situation.
Now, if that is the situation, then maybe I should ask you also, how would you describe the policies of this current administration so far? How would you describe their policies? You know, so some have come out to say a whole lot then, but I want to directly ask you, how would you then describe their policies so far?
Well, the policy is a bag of mixed feelings.
Okay.
Yes, I must say so. The removal of fuel subsidy is a very good policy, but the timing is wrong. There was no preparation. Now, the monetary policy. Now, when this administration came into power, they did promise that they are going to round up dollar and pounds in such a way that the Nigeria naira will not be like the as worthless as the Zimbabwe dollar. But what is it right now? Every day when you wake up, the naira is going up. So I think that now that the president has formed his team at the level of the ministers, he should be able to. There's a coordinating minister that's coordinating the economy. Then I think that they should sit down with some experts to actually come up with how can they stabilize the Nigerian naira. Because why things are every day they want to increase fuel? It's because of dollar. If dollar is stable, Nigeria is a bit comparable to dollar, then there won't be increase in fuel. Or if you are producing this fuel in Nigeria, fuel is being refined in Nigeria, nobody will be talking about dollar. So I think that why I appreciate some of the things they've done so far in terms of Abuja, the security in Abuja is tightening now very well now.
Okay.
They are also doing a lot of cleaning here and there of this what do you call it? Traffic lights that are not working, they have been fixed. So you see a lot of things happening, but I wouldn't know if what is happening in Abuja is happening across the state. So that level, one can say they're doing well. And also, even recently, we're expecting that our neighbors are going to open their dam. Before now, there will not be information. People will just see flood everywhere. But this government have made it a point of duty. They have educated the public. So time, these people are going to open their dam. People, those in low land, should go to high land. So to that extent, I think and I appreciate what they are doing. And finally, what Tinubu also did in the case of election in Taraba, I must always mention it.
Okay.
If it were not Tinubu, what happened in Taraba would have been terrible. There would have been war in Taraba today. But he stepped in and said, no, the INEC should do the right thing. And I also think that the judiciary should also do the right thing, can be on the right path to progress. So on the whole, I give them average so far as regards their policies.
Voice of the People, 90.3 FM. On the average. Well, it's okay. It's okay. Let's just hold that one on. The Minister of the Federal Capital Territory, Ijeoma Wike, has been told to start his plan of demolishing buildings that are not in the original master plan of Abuja, from the seat of power, Aso Villa. I'm sure you heard of that. Now, the spokesperson for the Atike Abubakar Presidential Campaign Council in 2023 election, Daniel Buala, said that that if the original master plan of the FCT must be followed, then the president's residence and some government assets must be demolished as well. Now, in other words, he is saying that if we want to follow the Abuja master plan, it means that the Aso Villa should also be demolished. Also Rock should also be demolished. What do you have to say about this? I mean, for Bola to say it means Also Rock also should leave its location.
Well, I don't have an idea of what,
because Wike is bringing down buildings currently. I'm sure you are aware. Hello.
Hello.
Yes, I said because Wike is bringing down buildings, and he said he will continue to bring down buildings in Abuja. I'm sure you are aware.
Yes, I'm aware.
Okay.
Yeah, many people may not like my position, but this has been my position since when El-Rufai was the Minister of FCT. Incidentally, I've lived in Abuja for over 28 to 30 years. Live in Abuja. If El-Rufai had not done what he did after, Abuja would have been worse than Lagos. That's the truth.
Okay.
If El-Rufai had not stood his ground, bring down residential building for waterways, for roadways and all of that, Abuja would have been a chaotic place. Everybody wants to drive in Abuja. I live somewhere in Kuje, for example.
Okay.
I can plan my movement. I can leave my house. If I have something to do in town at 10, till 8:39, I can still be at home, because I'm sure that they won't be hold up on the road, because there are many routes to where you are going to. Do you understand? So, back to Wike. Since when El-Rufai left, no other minister had worked the way El-Rufai worked. So for Wike, I think, yes, he must do it with some human face. He must do it with some human face. But we cannot completely say that what Wike is saying is out of play, because if we want to bring pity to it, Abuja will become a mess and nobody will be able to live or drive in Abuja. That's the truth. But he must do it. He must not be politicized. He must not look for people who did not support him for his presidential ambition. He must not be looking for houses that belong to opposition, but he must do his work in such a way that at the end of the day,
Mr.
people
Victor,
will be able to say,
is it all about demolishing buildings in Abuja? Is that what Wike is there for, actually?
No, I have not concluded my thought. No.
Okay.
I was going to say, apart from demolishing buildings, that Wike also has a very tall order of work to be done in Abuja. For example, there are recognized satellite towns in Abuja. Apart from Maitama, Wuse, Asokoro, Gusape, there are recognized satellite towns. Abuja has 6 local governments that are created by law. So some of these local governments do not have light. Some local governments do not have water. Some of these local governments do not have roads. For example, one will expect that a road should lead the way from Apo straight to Kuje. Will expect that another road should lead all the way from, there's this area in Gusape, there should be a kind of ring road around that place. All of these things are not done. So the job of a minister of federal capital territory, the job of Wike, is not just about demolishing building. It goes beyond that. Wike should also go further by also there are buildings that have not been completed that belongs to FCT. This is not the thing Wike should do. Cows moving everywhere. When Abuja, when you get to Abuja, you think Abuja is a ranching town where they rear cows and sheep. Yes, in Maitama, in Asokoro, in Wuse, everywhere, almost every day, vehicle we have to stay. We have to stop for them for 20-30 minutes for them to move, and nobody can do anything. So these are things I expect that Wike should also be doing, not just demolition, not just about demolition of buildings.
You know, for some of us, it looks like, you know, when one is appointed to take over Abuja as a minister, it looks as if the next thing is just for you to start demolition. I mean, that's just the basic thing, because we saw what El-Rufai did, you know, then while he was the FCT minister, and then it means if you're coming in as a minister, the first thing for you to do, or the major thing you should focus on is demolition of buildings. But now you just mentioned a whole lot, that he should focus on. Don't you think he should look into that area, first of all, be able to sort things out in that area to clean Abuja up, instead of making people cry, instead of putting tears in people's faces, don't you think so?
Yeah, like I said, beyond demolition, if you look at the national stadium is supposed to be a pride of Nigeria. But when you go to national stadium, you enter the place so dirty, and whereas at the national stadium is the first thing you see when you're entering Abuja. By the time when you're entering the city after Lugbe, we are coming from the airport. That's the first thing. One would expect that that kind of monument should look beautiful, should be a symbol of Nigeria. So these are some of the things. And those, like I've mentioned, after Gusapel, all of this, the first satellite town in Abuja is Kubwa. And up to now, Kubwa is still as local. Kubwa still lacks some basic facility that a satellite town should have. The local governments, from Abaji to Kwali, from Kwali to Gwagwalada, from Gwagwalada to Kuje, from Kuje to Abaji, Buhari, and even Amak. So these are areas one would expect that a minister should sit down with his team, to see how can we bring about changes to these places? How can we change the narrative about demolition? I expect that after people see him working, doing all of these things I've mentioned, then demolition can come. But there's no way you can rule out demolition, because some people deliberately, because they have power, and former minister, former this, former that, some of the erosion you witness in Abuja is as a result of people building on waterways. People will deliberately go and build in a sewage and all of, just because their father was a former minister, or their brother was a former governor, or their sister was a former director of FCT. So such buildings, in my opinion, should actually,
Contrary to that, some persons feel, well, coming in as FCT minister means or maybe I should say is an avenue to forcefully take lands from its original owners. That's what some people feel, even in Abuja.
Yes, it's also part of it, because like El-Rufai, when El-Rufai was asked a question when he was minister, that why are you just demolishing land, giving it close to you? And if I say, was he supposed to be giving land to his enemies and all of that? So, but I don't think that is right. Yes, I don't think that is right. You are not supposed to demolish, because sometimes when they say highbrow area they are interested in, they will go to the master plan, perhaps maybe distort it just to bring it down so that they can have it to themselves. I'm telling you. So it happens. And some of these directors who are in this ministry, in this parastatals and agencies, are very terrible people. Very terrible people.
Terrible people. Now, as regards demolition, how would you react to the fact that the federal government has said it will demolish 2 multi-billion naira private jet, terminals and aircraft hangars to pave way for the expansion of the newly inaugurated international terminal of the Muritala Muhammad International Airport in Lagos? Demolition, 2 multi-billion naira private jet terminals and aircraft hangars.
In my opinion, I think the government has an alternative. Rather than demolishing that, I know that airport very well. There are spaces everywhere which government can develop, including expansion. So rather than demolishing a multi-billion project that you do not have such money to build today, I think that the government should think of an alternative way of doing. When I read it the other day, I was what exactly is this guy talking about? And I think that Keyamo, as a lawyer, a human rights activist, should be able to go there himself, look at it, and think of another way of doing it, not this demolition.
The Minister of Aviation and Aerospace Development, Festus Keyamo, said that, here the reason now. He said the private jet terminals were obstructing the expansion of the apparent size of the new Chinese-built terminal, which was opened in March 2022. That's just the reason, or one of the reasons, all right, that the private jet terminals were obstructing, the size of the new Chinese-built terminal. I mean, again, shouldn't there be another way to go about this instead of an outright demolition of the one we have on the ground already?
Like I said, Festus Keyamo and his team should sit down. I have personally been there. I have seen where you're talking about now. There's something other than demolition, except if it is politically motivated. If it is not politically motivated, I think there's something else they can do.
Politically motivated. When you say politically motivated, what do you mean?
Yeah. In Nigeria, the way we play politics, one is on the other side is not supporting you, and you have an opportunity of flesh, you can go extra mile, you can do anything. You saw what happened at the time. Is going on in Kaduna. Sorry, yes, in Kano. What happened in Kaduna too? So Senator Sabina, his beauty was brought down by L5 just because he contested, he wanted to be governor too, and all of those things, just to destabilize him. I don't think we should be doing it. And this thing has just characteristics of African countries. We should grow. We should grow. Yeah.
I'm sure you're also aware that Keyamo has also suspended the controversial Nigerian Air. You remember Nigeria Air? After billions of dollars, had been spent on, various aspects of the project by the previous government. Now they're stepping aside Nigeria Air.
In the same community, the former Minister of Aviation is supposed to be cooling off in jail. Yes, it's supposed to be cooling off in jail in a sane society. Even the president, because for a president, I expect Tinubu, Buhari commissions that Nigeria carrier, DSS, to do what they call background check, to be sure, for him not to know that it was an Ethiopia Air that was borrowed, painted. No, for me, Tinubu should rise up to the occasion and do something about that, because it is multi-millions of naira that went into that thing. Yes.
Do something about that. Yesterday, I had a guest, a barrister. It's as regards Wike. I just want you to feel, your pulse. I just want to hear what you have to say about Wike, a member of the People's Democratic Party, now seen more with the All Progressives Congress, the camp of the All Progressives Congress, and the fact that he said yesterday that nobody can expel him from the from the People's Democratic Party. All right. I want to hear what you have to say, because I am aware that you are a member of the People's Democratic Party. Am I right?
I used to.
Oh, you used to?
Yeah.
Okay. But it was one time your party. So,
of course.
Yes. Yes. Let me believe you still understand what's playing out in that party.
Sure,
all right. So please tell us, Wike has not been expelled, sanctioned, punished, or whatsoever. And he is like a free man. In fact, I called him a bride yesterday, a shining bride, the people's bride, the bride of the People's Democratic Party and the bride of the All Progressives Congress. So tell us, why you feel this man is he's still standing very strong, and in fact saying that no one can actually expel him from the People's Democratic Party.
Yeah, to put the record straight.
Okay.
I left partisan politics when I joined the civil service. And since then, I've done more of activism, more of community service, and all of that. I used to be the public secretary of PDP in Akoko Edo, and I used to be the MC at the level of Edo North. Yeah. But to answer your question very clearly, all this while, I have been with Wike. I support his action. I supported him. I everything, all the steps he has taken. Because for me, after the 8 years of Buhari as president, it was the turn of the southern Nigeria to produce the next president, especially from the southeast. This has been my position. So when I saw a Wike hanging on to that, even though people are saying, oh, was so bitter because he lost the primary, oh, he was so bitter because he was not picked as the running mate to Atiku and all of that. I have been standing by him and all of that. As to why he's still standing tall, why has he not been sanctioned? When PDP lost election in 2015, all the people you hear today, all of them ran away, went to Dubai. That's where he lives. It was Wike who stood by the party, spend enormous resources, recruit people, both in the traditional and social media, to be promoting the party. Spend his money, River State money, let me be specific,
okay,
to ensure that in every elections, there are candidates in Kogi, there are candidates in Borodo, there are candidates in Benue, there are candidates in Katsina to run election. It was Tinubu that was doing all of this. When nobody was interested in party activities anymore, it was Tinubu that was funding the party from Abuja to all the local governments, 774 local governments in Nigeria. So, for such a person, he has built bridges, he has built men. Tell you for free that the current acting chairman of PDP is a boy to Wike. So how can you suspend Wike? And if you suspend Wike, of course it means almost the entire house of PDP will go down. Because if you are suspending, you are not only suspending Wike, you are suspending some governors, you are suspending some senators, you are suspending some House of Rep members, you are suspending some House of Assembly members, you are suspending council chairman, you are suspending councillor. And by the time you remove all of these people to another party, of course, that will be the end of PDP. So PDP, as a very wise party with elders, they have
so PDP is currently trading with caution.
Oh yes. Yes, because Wike is not somebody who can just push. The loss of Atiku is traceable to Wike. If Wike were with Atiku, Rivers would not have gone for APC. There was no way they would have lost Abia. They would not have lost Benue. So, but Wike pulling out with all the other with the other governors, the G5, and all of those things, created a lot of gaps and holes in PDP. It was on the strength of this in one of the features in NTA. I did advise that if Atiku actually mean well for PDP, he should not contest the election. He should allow somebody from the south the election. So this is the way I look at it.
Wow. So, but then I remember Dele Momodu came out this morning and he said, someday Wike will be expelled, will be punished. Boala also said the same thing. He said, he is not the owner of the People's Democratic Party, no matter what. We all know that he spent a whole lot, he did this, he did that, but then, instead of him being here and there and he's just everywhere, all right, he should just face one particular party and let's know. But then, what he said is that someday or very soon, Wike will be punished. And you said if you're punishing Wike, you're punishing governors, you're punishing senators, you're punishing that.
Because he has demonstrated it. Let me give you an example. The problem in Edo today is traceable to Wike.
Oh, really? Tell us about that.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yes.
Tell us about that.
Obi, Chief Dan Obi is the national vice chairman of PDP South South. He was nominated by Wike. And of course, when Oshomole disgraced the current governor by ensuring that he was not allowed to participate in the process of APC to return as governor, of course, it was Wike, Obi, and others that gave him a room to come to PDP to contest election. Of course, having won the election, of course, some of the things which Wike and his group with Demobi wanted the man to do, the man said no, because according to him, he has paid them a lot of money. So this is the beginning. So Wike now pulling out of Obaseki and all of that with all of his men is what is creating problem in Edo State today. If not, of course, PDP is the strongest party in Edo for a very long time. If not this Obi hurricane, the Obi movement, from 1999 to date, no other president has won Edo State except PDP. Even when Oshomole was there for 8 years, he couldn't win the presidential election for APC for the 8 years that he was in Edo. That's to tell you how strong PDP is. So from 1999 until this last election that Labour won, it has always been PDP. That's to tell you how strong.
Okay, I think you're just coming. You're just giving us an insight, a deeper insight to what is actually playing out in Edo State. That's why I had to start with Edo State when we started this conversation, and now you're helping us understand even more now. Thank you so very much, Mr. Victor. But before you go, just hold on a little. This is VOP 90.3 FM. Don't worry, very, very soon you get to join the conversation, okay? But for now, don't forget we're streaming live. Just get to YouTube. For those watching us live, I want to say thank you so much for them. Maybe you have your own opinion, you have your comments. Hey, just get to the comment section and let's hear you, okay? The WhatsApp number is still there in case you're just joining us. 0700 903 903 903. That's the number to call anyway. But then if you want to send your WhatsApp message, 0700 903 9039 is the number to send your message to. Okay, 0700 903 9039. Now, I'm also sure, let me get back to you. I'm also sure you heard Wike say that if Nigerians would have voted Peter Obi, it would have been better than Tinubu. Some person said that if Nigeria had wanted Peter Obi, they would have voted for him instead of Atike. What do you have to say as regards that statement?
Can you take that again?
Okay. I said, some persons have said that Nigerians would have voted Peter Obi if he was better than Nyesom Wike. Sorry, than Tinubu, I beg your pardon. The Nigerians would have voted Peter Obi if he was better than Tinubu. In other words, they are saying that Tinubu is better off than Peter Obi, and that's why Peter Obi did not win the election.
Yeah, I disagree completely. I disagree completely. What happened in February 25th, 2023 was a rape of justice. Nigeria is sitting on a keg of gunpowder.
Really?
Yeah, you have seen in 2 years, about 7 Africa countries are under the military. So the recent one in Gabon, when they push away Ali Bongo. Now, the only thing people are waiting for, either the military or the civil society or the Nigerian youth, is to see what the judiciary will do. So, Nigeria is waiting for the judiciary. So, it is the judiciary that can save this country. Whatever judiciary does or what he refuses to do will go a long way in what is going to happen to Nigeria before the end of this year. So, the judiciary, I'm not blackmailing them, I'm not putting them under any pressure. They should simply do what is right. So it is only the judiciary that can save Nigeria. So to answer your question clearly, election was won by Peter Obi. It is very clear. Nigerians came out to vote for Peter Obi, but some people who feel they are the owner of Nigeria manipulated the process. But I think I still believe in it. And like I told you the last time, I have implicit confidence in the judiciary, and I know the judiciary are going to do the right thing, and I know that Nigeria are for it.
Well, Peter Obi won the election, as you said, but a lot of persons will come out, especially APC faithfuls, will come out to tell you that Peter Obi came third, all right, and Atike came second. How would you now say that the person who came third actually is the winner of the election?
Well, let me situate this with what happened in Akoko Edo federal constituency.
Okay.
Three strong political parties in Akoko Edo: the PDP, the Labour Party, and the APC. In that election, what happened? Labour actually came second by INEC results. But they manipulated it and now said Labour came third instead of second. Even though we really know that it was Labour Party that came first in that election.
Really?
Because if you look at the presidential election, if you look at the gap between Obi and Tinubu, because the election were held the same day, the same voters, the same mindset. If you look at the margin between Tinubu, the APC presidential candidate, and because the election was battling between Labour and APC in Akoko Edo, the PDP did not make any showing at all. Yeah. So, but that was what they did. They changed it. Now, candidate Engineer Mabel Osomobayo third until the tribunal. The tribunal, now that the records are now coming out, the certified copy from INEC shows that Labour Party, the House of Rep candidate Engineer Mabel came second, not third. So, if you vis-a-vis what happened to Obi, most of those things were changed at the collation center, and I think the judiciary is going to do the right thing, going to do the needful. Yeah. So that's it.
Some don't trust the Nigerian judiciary. In fact, I've spoken with a couple of lawyers here in Nigeria who will tell you, well, that the judicial system has been messed up. And here you've said that you trust so much the Nigerian judiciary. I mean, how do we now place this now? You know, you before Nigerians, or you before some persons who are saying, well, they don't see anything actually changing from what it is right now. You know, that yes, of course, the issue is in court, but some have come out to say, hey, if we're thinking that the tribunal will call off the election and say, okay, there should be a rerun, then such a person is joking. All right. And that's one. On the other hand, some have come out to say, hey, Tinubu is there. We should just accept what it is right now and move on up until 2027. What do you have to say about that?
Yeah. Let me tell you this. I don't know whether you know this, but let me tell you.
Okay.
People are ready to go to streets to get justice. Let me give you an example. A few years ago, the president of Burkina Faso, rounding up his tenure, his second tenure, wanted to do a third tenure. What did he do? He got the parliament, the speaker of the parliament, that they should amend the constitution in such a way that he could run in the third term. And the people's mindset, people feel that the parliament was going to, through the speaker, compromise. What did they do? The Burkina Faso people, the Burkina babes, mobilized themselves, went to the parliament to kill the speaker. But he was lucky and ran away. They burned down the parliament. of Burkina Faso.
Okay.
And when they moved from there, the same crowd moved to the villa. That is where the president lives. With all the strong army, an army that is even stronger than the national army. Because what we call the National Guard, they are stronger. They defend the president.
Okay.
But the army couldn't do anything. What did they do? If they do anything, they will kill everybody. But they had to calm down. The president ran away. He ran to Cote d'Ivoire. That was how the military took over power in Burkina Faso. Because the constitution does not provide for a vice. The constitution says if the president is unavailable, the speaker takes over. So both the president and the speaker ran away. So there's nobody to take over. That's how the military took over in Burkina Faso. So the same situation will repeat itself. If the judiciary does otherwise without doing the right thing, Nigerians will mobilize to their residence, their houses. They will go to Supreme Court. They will go to National Assembly. How many people will the military kill? How many people will soldier kill? How many people are they going to kill? Except they are ready to kill everybody.
All right. Let me hold you on. Okay, just hold on. We'll get back to that because I've listened to a couple of persons, Nigerians, say that coup cannot happen in this country. Yeah, there cannot be a coup in Nigeria because the judiciary has been impeded. Like the judiciary is under, politicians in Nigeria. The judiciary is actually playing the script written by politicians. All right, but hold on, we'll get back. Please stay there. Let's go on a very, very short break and we'll get back to you again. Stay there. Don't go nowhere. This is VOP FM. Don't go nowhere.
This is the station that gives you a voice.
How can you be jubilating when judgment has not been given? Meaning that you are bribing the judiciary.
You see a lot of young Nigerians who are leaving the country in droves. They are running away to escape poverty.
Now, I'm not looking at this issue, and I think Nigerians should rise.
Many families and properties have been destroyed. Accountability is one of the things that is lacking in governance in this country.
Speak with no hindrance.
Chapter 4, Section 39 of the Nigerian Constitution, right to freedom of expression and press, states, every person shall be entitled to the freedom of expression, including freedom to hold opinions and to receive and impart ideas and information without interfering.
Now you have a voice. Voice of the people, 90.3 FM.
You see, when you look at the West, Europe and the US and all that, you come to find out that the leadership there are people whose values are different from what we have here. The leaders are not thinking of owning properties all over the world. Go to Dubai, buying like primitive acquisition. They will buy houses in Dubai, buy in UK, buy in the US, buy in the Caribbean. It's a cost. If you go to their houses, you see not less than 20 to 30 vehicles and they enjoy it. They like moving in convoy of not less than 20, 30 vehicles at a time so that they will be the people that are calling the shots. In US, if you are a governor of, let me give you an instance like California, which is the richest state in the US. You as a governor, if you dare put on convoy, you will not stay more than 24 hours in that office as governor of US, of California. You cannot. I gave you an instance the other time that in 2005, I went to eat in a restaurant. The governor of Texas drove in. He came alone. I didn't even know him. It was my late friend who took me out that was telling me that this man is the governor of Texas. If it were in Nigeria, they'll drive away everybody in that restaurant. Or convoy with escort, police, DSS, military, everybody would have gone down the whole of the restaurant. Try it in America. The next day you are gone and you may go to prison for even trying that. Who are you as a governor in the US for you to take a private jet? What they are doing here, this scam they are doing here and calling themselves governors. You dare not. If you try it, you will pay through you tell them where you're going to get the money from to go and charter a jet. You enter the commercial jet and sit like every other person. Nobody cares. Nobody will be accompanying you to airport, clearing everywhere. People will be carrying bags. No. It's terrible. I landed in JFK 216. I was in the business class with one of the governors. He queued over there and he behaved himself. He cannot jump the queue. If he jumps the queue, he may end up not even entering US, they'll put him on the next flight and take him back to Nigeria, and there's nothing he can do. These are areas where they have sanity. These are areas that are welfare oriented, in as much as they're having hard times now because of the prevailing global economic situation. There's no madness in being in leadership or being in position of authority. They don't steal the way we are doing here. One man will own maybe 40 or 50 properties in FCT because he has entered the political position in the government. It is a terrible thing. It is worrisome and it is disturbing. I pity the upcoming generation. Is this what we are going to bequeath to them? It's very unfortunate, to say the least.
Every day strike, ASU strike, market women strike, even Kole people they strike. We don't become country of strikers.
Even light self, they no fit give us. Don't run for motor. Even leg self, they get accident.
Why una they complain? Why una they complain? No una they collect bribe, they vote Sokoloko Bango she.
Ìṣèjọba tó dára, òun là ń béèrè.
Anyị chọrọ ọchịchị onye kwuru uche ya. Anyị achọrọ ọfịa ọchịchị nchigbu.
Ala ndeze temeka muna so mekio.
What do we want? I made the rule us well.
Don't take it for noise. It's the people's voice. They have made their choice. Respect that voice for all to rejoice. VOP 90.3, Voice of the People.
I live in Italy. Last month, I have a daughter and a wife. Though I work alone, I just arrived home, and in my letter box, I had a letter, and it was from the state government addressing to me that to cushion the effect of the high inflation in the society, I'm entitled to go to the nearest post office to get a credit card. That in that credit card, the exchange rate, if I have to compare with the currency in current Nigeria currency, I have almost about 400,000 naira just for me to manage with my family because they understand that the situation is kind of, is bad. But it's not that things were really bad for me. That is how government works. That is how government works. I didn't have to go and stay on the line. I didn't even make any call. It just came to my house without me asking for it. And I'm not an Italian citizen. Don't get that wrong. I'm not an Italian citizen. I work here. So if they can identify me, still, not even their citizen. So how do somebody in Nigeria who is a citizen be thrown back of rice as if we live in a refugee camp? Even in a refugee camp, it doesn't even happen like that. You understand? It's a shame. We could be laughing and we could be talking. The crisis in Nigeria is more than normal. It is so obvious that even a blind man can say, I'm tired, I'm fed up with the system. We should tread caution now because we're already on the edge. And it's not that when something happens, then the Westerners will now come and say, no, we don't support anything. We don't do this. We don't. But they have been saying that the people have been complaining and nobody is coming to our aid because they are happy that our government is giving us 1 cup of rice because it will show to them that we are poor and they will continue to give us aid and the leaders are happy. They are cashing out.
All right, welcome back. This is still Voice of the People, 90.3 FM. Well, in case you're just joining us or in case you're just tuning in, my name is Jude Ikami Jude, and this is Matters. We're discussing political matters, important matters, national matters. And I have with me a public affairs commentator. He is Victor Arogunyo. Now, back to you, Mr. Victor. Good to have you join us, or thank God, or thank you. You are still there with me. Now, this is the area I want to go. Some persons have said in Nigeria there cannot be any kind of coup. That the Nigerians we are used to, this system. An average Nigeria can survive anything. In fact, we're used to pain. We survive anything in this part of the world. Okay, so right. Yes, and they tell you, well, coup can happen anywhere, in the world, but not in Nigeria. That politicians actually control the judiciary. Tell us, do you believe that? Would you give a nod to that?
I disagree with them completely. That coup cannot happen in Nigeria. It's not true. There are different kind of coup. It's not just the military coup that is coup. If the civilians rig themselves into power, that is coup. That's institutional coup. So people should not just be looking at coup from just the military aspect of it. That's why if you look at what is happening in Niger, what is happening in Mali, what's happening in Gabon, and all of that, the citizens there are happy. Now the question is, why are they happy? If coup is an aberration, if coup is something that is forbidden, why are the people happy? Why are the people happy? Why are Nigerians say that if they see any Nigerian soldier that they are ready, except the ECOWAS is ready to kill everybody? They are solidly behind the military coup there, the leaders there. So what I'm saying, if anybody thinks that anything anyhow, and that Nigeria is a very country. I use the word deliberately permissive.
Okay.
That we accept everything. You can stretch us to any. There's an extent to which you can stretch people. There's an extent to which people can take. Nigerian society are more invigorated now. They are more organized. They are more strong. They are more in number. If anybody thinks he's a politician, he's a minister, a governor, a president, or a commissioner, and he thinks, or a judge, either supreme or whatever, or a tribunal judge, and does anything anyhow, you will see the animals in Nigeria. People are not happy. People are angry. People are hungry. They are just waiting to see what the judiciary will do. And you will see the power of the people if the judiciary does otherwise. That is when they will know that coup can happen. And if coup happen today, people will be jubilating because people are suffering. So if there's coup today, all the big money you are paying to all the legislators, the House of Assembly, state, all of this, those money will not be there. So they will not use this money for the people. Even though I'm against the military, I don't like it, I hate it, I don't support it. But politicians should do the right thing, not to give reason why military should come back. Now, if you look at all the reasons the Nigerians give, they're not correct. How can a man look at the case of, how can somebody in power be in power for 40-something years? Look at the case of Cameroon, about 48 years. How can somebody be in power for 40-something years? Is it monarchy? It's not a monarchical system. Are we practicing monarchy or a democracy? So these are questions that we should ask. So it is the politicians that are inviting the military to take over. Because if they are doing the right thing, having served your truth away, nobody will be talking about military anywhere. So this, let nobody mistaken to say that military coup cannot take place in Nigeria. In fact, it is right. It is very potential. The atmosphere is set for it, except if the military, only the judiciary can save Nigeria as we stand today.
Some have come out to say that the last election was flawed, but then it was the best election Nigeria ever had.
Yeah, it depends on how you look at it. Yes, in terms of the beavers, there's an improvement. The politician will just sit down somewhere and write results. That's why some of us are against what is happening. It's going to happen in Edo by tomorrow, Saturday. Edo State is going back. It's not going to use beavers for the elections. It's going to use manual. And for me, that's I don't know how to explain it. So the use of beavers in the last election is an improvement. To be, I participated as an observer in the process. I went to our police unit. So yes, in some cases, beavers fail and all of that. Overall, beavers is, if there was no beaver, even this contestation that you have in the court, you will not have it. So that's number one. Number two,
okay.
The election also improved by way of people actually come out. Look at the former national chairman of APC. He did not only lose his local government, his ward, he lost his unit. He didn't win. It is Labour Party that cleared the place. So if he has power, he will not want to lose his unit, he will not want to lose his ward or his local government. So by that, it means to some extent the exercise is people at the level of polling unit. The right thing was done. The problem was at the level of collation. That's a problem. So where we have problem is collation, not at the polling unit. At the polling unit, the right thing was done. Elections were cast, results were announced, and they were pasted on the wall. Started from the collation center when coppers and officials were supposed to be uploading the result real time. INEC promised real time. That was where the problem came from, not from the polling units.
Not from the polling units.
Yes.
Okay. Now let's also touch on the 25%. Abuja 25%. Some have come out to say, well, if these guys really want to hold this administration, it's not because of any certificate or result from one Chicago university or anything, but then it has to do with the 25 Abuja, the 25% Abuja votes. And they've come out to say the only person who got that 25% is Peter Obi. Do you think that the tribunal will use that as a yardstick, for the judgment that we are expecting?
Well, I anticipate they will do so. I'm not a judge. I wouldn't know those things they are going to consider. But from a layman perspective, as a language student, somebody who studied English and still studying at different level, the word "and" is a conjunction. When you say Ojo and Ade, when you say Ojo, Angela, and Ade, how many people are we talking about? 3 persons. And it's a conjunction. It's used conjunctively. So when they say an Abuja, not including. So for somebody to say 25% in Abuja Abuja is like a state, I disagree. If Abuja is like a state, until recently, this Tinubu, because he's looking for everything to do certain things, why is Abuja not always having minister? If Abuja were a state, because the constitution says every state of the federation should have a minister. So from 1999 up to Buhari time, there was no minister from Abuja. So which Abuja is not a state. If Abuja were treated as a state, they should have been producing a minister, which they have not produced. Now, the local government in Abuja, are not called local government per se. They are called area councils that have been supervised by the Minister of FCT. Now, if you look at Abuja, for example, Abuja does not have the of a state, because if it does, all the things states are benefiting, Abuja does not benefit it because it's not treated as a state. Abuja is only the status of a federal capital territory, a center, the power of government. So Abuja is, so if you talk about 25%, of course, of the constitution, I think, in their opinion, is that for you to be president of Nigeria, because you have Igbo people living in Abuja, you have Hausa, you have Beron, you have Edo, you have Kogi, all kinds of people living in Abuja. So for you to come and live in Abuja as a president of a people, then you must have confidence in you. All these different tribes must have confidence in you. I think it's on the basis of that. In my opinion, the drafters of the constitution talked about 25%. That anybody who wins Abuja, it means that the entire Nigeria lost the person. With me, both the Igbos, the Hausa, the Yoruba, the Deltas, and all of those people voted for the. So for Tinubu not to be able to get 25% means that it's rejected by Nigerians. That's short and simple.
But he is the president currently.
Yes, because of in our constitution, where you don't exhaust the tribes before you swear in people, because there are legislators who are still having problem, who are having election cases in the tribunal. They are also sworn in. So in that wise, there is nothing wrong with that, because the constitution did not say that the tribunal cases should be exhausted before you swear in. So since you swear in governors, there are governors who have governor of Enugu is in the tribunal, the governor of Delta is in the tribunal, the governor of Kaduna is in the tribunal. So if you swear in governor, so why will you not swear in Tinubu? If you swear in legislators, both at the state and federal level, who are having cases at the tribunal, so why should Tinubu not be sworn? Why should he not be swearing? It should be sworn in.
Now, again, don't you think this is going to be critical? You know, the tribunal judgment for some of us is going to be critical, because it means that the Labour Party and its flag bearer, Peter Obi, will be fighting several forces. For instance, we have governors who came in on the platform of the All Progressives Congress. We have senators. We have members of the House of Assembly. We have House of Rep. Now, aside that, there are persons who have been given one office to hold You know, for instance, the ministers. Now, would you now want these guys to step aside? If you are a minister under this current administration, would you want to step aside because you want you want a good country? You want to be okay. For instance, let's say you are the Senate president. Would you want to step aside? You know, that's why for some persons they feel this battle is not Obi's battle per se. Okay, it is it is not a battle. It's not a Nigerian battle.
It's not Tinubu's battle.
Okay. If you want to say Tinubu, I don't want to go there. But then people will tell you, well, it is a battle between Obi and a whole lot of persons, a whole lot of persons. Don't you think so?
Let me say this for the records, that Nigeria is not these people that you have mentioned. Nigeria has a norm, Nigeria has a standard, and the standard must be followed.
But we had a standard before we got to this point.
Yes, that is why all of us are on the judiciary to do the right thing. So, there is rule of law. That somebody is a minister, it is not about individuals, it's talking about the collective patrimony of Nigeria, of everybody, not just for one person. So that somebody is a minister, or is a senate president, is a speaker, or is whatever, if the process that brought in the president is false and it has to be revoked, it will be revoked. Yes, some people have argued that it has never happened in Nigeria before. If you look at the case of late Yaradua, it was, I think it was 5 against 4 so, or 4 against 3, and all of that. He hardly scaled through. And of course, when Yaradua came, openly as a president, he said that the process that brought him was fraud, and that he was going to do everything to correct the system. Unfortunately, illness did not allow him to do what he would have done. So what I'm saying, in a nutshell, is that a combination of all these ministers, senate president, whatever you call them, are not as strong as the will of the Nigeria people. Nigeria people they are united in getting Nigeria back. They want their country, and that whatever that it will take for them to get back their country, you get back their country. Why you don't see people on the street is that they believe that the judiciary is going to do, and they are still holding on until the judiciary does the right thing. And if it does otherwise, you will see the power of the people. You will know that the people, the strength of the people, is stronger than that of the entire army of Nigeria.
But you can't say for everyone anyway, right?
You said?
You can't speak for everyone.
Of course, I'm sure you witnessed EndSARS. I'm sure you witnessed the one strike that took place in Abuja. I was part of it, where the National Assembly gate was pulled down. That was just a warning. When the police, the military, all of the people pulled down the gate to the National Assembly. So it's just a warning. Very few of us, or few people, or few persons did that. So Nigeria is ready. Nigerians are angry. They are just waiting. That's why I said Nigeria is sitting on a keg of gunpowder. The only person who can save Nigeria, the only group, the only arm of government that can save Nigeria is the judiciary. Because if the judiciary does the right thing, everybody will see it that, oh, okay, this thing is like this, and people will be happy. It doesn't necessarily mean it has to do it the way people want it, but they must be saying the right thing. Yes.
Now, before we begin to wrap up, Julius Abure, the embattled national chairman of the Labour Party, has made a very, very strong prediction, regarding the fate of Peter Obi ahead of the Presidential Election Petitions Tribunal verdict. Abure said that Obi, the candidate of of the Labour Party will be declared president.
Labour Party.
Yes, of the Labour Party. Yeah. Will be declared president of Nigeria by the tribunal. Now, is that statement okay by you? Do you think otherwise? You think Peter Obi will actually come in as the president of Nigeria as we await the judgment? I mean, the judgment day in court.
Yeah. Like I said, I'm not a judge. Most of the things we have talked about are speculative because the way we look at it from a layman point of view may be different from the way the judges will look at it. But if everything we have watched on social media, I was in the Supreme Court like 3-4 times, yes, I think, to personally witness what was happening there in Abuja. There, the weight of evidence, both oral, documentary. If all of these things are anything to go by, I think that Nigeria is into a change. It's going to be very soon. Let me just leave it at that.
Now, finally, what message should we take home, considering all of this coup happening in Africa and the Nigerian situation? What message is there for our dear country, Nigeria?
The message is simple. Our leaders should begin to do the right thing. What has happened in Gabon 3 days ago, what happened there about within the space of 2 years, I think beginning from 20 years, about 7 coups also have happened in Africa. And I think it's a very bad omen. The Cameroonian president, Paul Biya, a man of about 90 years, suddenly is changing his security architecture rather than say, okay, it's enough, I should step aside. It's not going to help him. And of course, what is happening in all of this country, Nigeria military is also watching. The police is watching. The entire security architecture is watching. And of course, you know, the military, when military happened in Nigeria in the first military in 1966, that was staged by Uzogu, Cardinal Zogu, and all of those things, was as a result of the influence from other West Africa countries and some of them who were co-students in Sandhurst University. So when they came back and the way they saw the things were going, they struck. So this thing is not bound to a particular, it's not territorial. It's not restricted to one territory. So it is interterritorial. So what is happening in Niger, what is happening in Burkina Faso, what is happening in Mali, what's happening in Ethiopia can also happen in Nigeria. So it's simple that those who have found themselves in power today should begin to do the right thing. If they think that coup cannot happen in Nigeria, think they are untouchable, by the time the people gather, it is then they will know that they are touchable. It is then they will know that the power of the people is stronger than the power of just one person, whether you are president, you are governor, or you are chief of minister. And of course, the military should also advise their people by behaving well, by doing the right thing.
Let me quickly clarify the issue of Edo State. You said beavers will not be deployed to use in tomorrow's election by INEC.
No.
What's going on?
No. You know, it's a local election. Not INEC that will conduct the election. It is SIEC. There's difference between INEC and SIEC.
Okay.
INEC is independent commission that conducts federal elections. The president, and all of the president, the National Assembly, governors, and all of that. But SIEC conducts local elections, and they have said they're not going to use beavers. Of course, I'm as surprised as you are, because not using beavers is taking Edo State backward by many years, because I don't know why you're not going to deploy beavers for this kind of election. So it's going to be manual register, where you can manipulate the figures. It's unfortunate.
And then we're back to we're back to all of that again, right?
Yeah, back to Egypt. Back to Egypt. It's unfortunate.
It's really so very unfortunate. It's so very unfortunate. A little bit of Gabon now. AU has suspended Gabon. Your take on that quickly.
That is the highest they can do. That is the highest they can do by suspending them. What can the suspension do? What have they been able to do to Niger? What have they been able to do to Mali? They cannot do anything because some of these persons who are people also rig themselves into power. They even lack legitimacy. So what? It is not just a military coup. There are civilians who rig themselves into power. That's institutional coup. So the politicians must also correct institutional coup before they can fight military coup.
No,
so
okay.
Suspending Gabon does not mean anything.
And then for Niger, Tinubu is saying that Niger junta can quit within 1 year. Like, hey, we're expecting you guys to at least leave within 1 year. What do you have to say about that?
So that is to say ECOWAS has failed. So
is that how you put it?
Has failed for ECOWAS to now begin to say, okay, you see, I don't know those who are handling Tinubu. His diplomacy is very poor. You cannot be. Tinubu started very wrongly by saying, "Oh, we are going to crush them. Oh, we are going to." You cannot be mobilizing army at the same time negotiating. So he should have started either through negotiation before talking. And if negotiation is not working, then you cannot begin to talk about deploying of military. So that's why they failed. That's fair. And even Tinubu, of course, is not enjoying support he's supposed to be enjoying because he too lacks some level of legitimacy at that level.
Finally, French President Emmanuel Macron has boasted that without France's military operations in the Sahel region, there would probably be no Mali, Burkina Faso, and including Niger. Is he right or wrong?
Very wrong. I disagree with him completely. It is not correct. Rather, the French as a country, Macron, who is the president of France, and previous presidents have done a lot of damage to these Francophone countries. They have done so much damage to Francophone countries. And if you look at the coups that are happening now, they are happening in Francophone countries because the French government is holding them in the jugular. And so they want to free themselves from neo-colonialism. And the only way they can free themselves from neo-colonialism is through coup. So when they through coup, they cannot reorganize themselves. That's why you see the coups are very popular. The people are happy with them.
All right. Now, finally, what is your advice to Nigerians as we wait for the judgment day?
Well, my position has not changed. As we wait for judgment day, whatever the outcome is going to be, Nigeria not kill themselves, but we must fight it. They must fight it to its logical conclusion. After this judgment, I think is it September 16 also. After the judgment, we still have a window of appeal to the Supreme Court. So, and I think that I somehow have confidence there will not be trouble because the judiciary will do the right thing. I'm convinced. I don't know where I'm getting that strength from. I'm so convinced that because the judges live among us, they hear what people say. They're also afraid of their lives too. So they will do the right thing. They will do the right thing. Yes, they will do the right thing.
The court will do the right thing.
Oh, yeah, they will. They do the right thing.
Okay. Thank you so very much, Victor Warugunyo, for talking to us this afternoon on VOP FM.
Thank you very much.
I do appreciate you. Do have a beautiful day today.
Thank you very much.
All right.
Bye-bye.
Voice of the People 90.3 FM. Yeah, it's time to hear your own opinion as regards all of these issues. Huh? Yeah, it's time to get your own thoughts, your opinion about everything you've just heard. I know you have a lot to say, right? But hey, in case you're watching me live, just go to the comments, get to the comment section and drop a comment, because I want to also read your comments on YouTube. Hey, if you're watching via YouTube, do leave a comment for me. All right. I want to read all of the comments. I want to see if I can read all of the comments. But the only thing you will do for me is keep it civil. So I can read it out. You understand? It's time to just share opinion. You might not want to take everything you've heard. Like, you might not want to swallow it hook, line, and sinker. But then, it is what it is. Yes, it is what it is. Now, VOP 90.3 FM on YouTube. Just go there, get to the comment section. We're streaming live, okay? YouTube, just get to the search bar, type VOP 90.3 FM and to the comment section, and also drop your comment so I can read it as quickly as possible. Then our WhatsApp number is also there and open. Yeah, we're set to roll with all of the WhatsApp messages quickly. 0700 903 9039. That's a WhatsApp number. 0700 903 9039. Yeah, like I said, that's our official WhatsApp number. Keep it civil. Keep it very, very, very civil, and make it 60 seconds so we can talk to as many people, as many persons as possible. Thank you so very much. This is Voice of the People, 90.3 FM. My name is Jude Ikami Jude, and you are on to Matters on this super dial. Now, let's get straight up to the phone lines quickly, and let's start from here. Hello, a very beautiful afternoon to you.
Good afternoon, Mr. Jude. This is John Legend calling from Mushi.
Let's go.
Good. Yeah, the man have said it all. The truth is that we cannot continue Nigeria in this way, as the way they are running it as a private sector. No, it will again. The only thing we need in this country right now, judiciary to just do the right thing. If they want us to continue as one Nigeria, let them do the right thing, because it is obvious, 100% obvious that P2B won the election. There is no two ways about it. If they don't want what Iran or the Nigerian Republic or other countries to happen here in Nigeria, we shouldn't use this country to settle somebody or settle a family. This is 200 and something million of people. That only thing we are asking for, a good government that will unite us together. Nothing more, nothing less. That is what we only want to be asking for. We are not asking for too much. We only want a good government where our children, after their school, they get work, where we can get good roads, electricity, where the fuel price can come down, where we can get a refinery, where there is an accountability. When somebody do something, it's not when you do something, you build Nigeria, you build us as if that such thing have not done before. Let there be rule of law. Let there be rule of law. Okay. That is what we are looking for. We need a new Nigeria. Thank you.
Thank you so very much for talking to us this afternoon. Let's go here. Good afternoon to you.
Good afternoon.
Hi, good afternoon.
Good afternoon, sir.
Welcome. Quickly, please. 60 seconds.
My name is James, calling from Oshodi.
All right.
So, hello?
Yes, I can hear you. Please go ahead.
Yes. So, my name is James, calling from Oshodi. You see, this country now, since my father born me, that's why they say it go better. Which time this country better? Every time, whatever thing will be happening. If can give let me tell you, take time one day, come in the night, come see how people they lie down for road, they looking for what they will eat. You will ask yourself, is this country or business country we are? I can't understand, but we are waiting for judiciary. We are waiting for them. We are waiting, all youth, I know we are waiting for judiciary. Let me see what will happen. We are waiting for. Thank you very much.
Okay. Thank you so very much for talking to us. Thank you. 0700 903 903 903. That's the number to call. Again, 0700 903 903 903. WhatsApp 0700 903. Again, 0700 903 9039. I've got a couple of messages, but then let's do calls first of all. Good afternoon to you.
Hello, good afternoon, sir.
Good afternoon to you. What's your name?
Good afternoon. My name is Osage. I'm calling from Spain.
All right. Osage, let's hear you.
Please, see, we just need the justice, the judiciary to do their work, because all of us, we are suffering in that Africa. As we are here, we are working. No more, if we give our mother money to eat, it will not be sufficient. We just need the judiciary to do their work, please, sir.
Okay. Thank you.
Okay. Thank you very much, sir.
You're welcome. Let's go here. Good afternoon to you.
Hi there. Good afternoon.
Good afternoon, dear.
Thank you for picking my call. This is Remy from the UK.
All right.
You see, there's a principle in natural law, moral philosophy. You see, if you... apology, please. What's your name?
My name is Jude.
Oh, Jude. Thank you very much. I should have catch that. Now, if you buy a shirt, $1,000 shirt, you wear that shirt, people that shirt on you, they will see you in that shirt because you bought that shirt with your hard-earned money. Now, if I steal that shirt off you, people will see that shirt on me. They will not see me in that shirt because there is a disconnection, right? And that shirt become a curse. That because I'm wearing a cursed shirt. If that happened in politics, if you steal someone's mandate, people will see that mandate on you, but not seeing that mandate because you're carrying a cursed mandate. I think African leaders must learn one thing, right? If François Hollande, the last president of France, when he was asked why he was not contesting for second time, he said, I could read the writing on the wall. I'm not popular. My people don't want me. So what I'm begging all of us to understand, the wave of change in West Africa is the West African version of Arab Spring. Everybody must learn lessons. We want peace, but that will be determined by what the judiciary will do in coming weeks. Thank you.
Thank you so very much for talking to us. Yeah, let's do this one. Good afternoon to you.
Hello, good afternoon, sir.
Yes, welcome. Good afternoon.
Tamejude, this Williams calling from Ojo area.
Welcome.
Yes. So my own suggestion, what's happening in Nigeria is that let us watch. Then we've had an adage that tree that don't know how to dance, when breeze blow, it will dance by force. Thank you, sir.
Thank you. Thank you so very much. WhatsApp number is 0700 903 9039. That's the WhatsApp number. 0700 903 9039. Good afternoon to you. Hello, good afternoon. Hello.
Good afternoon, sir.
Good afternoon. I'm not sure this call is for. Hello, good afternoon.
Hello, is that COP?
90.3 FM. Good afternoon.
Okay, good afternoon. My name is George Ayadans from Igesa.
Okay.
Okay, judiciary, they say, is the last hope of the common man. Are we sure that this is true? When something happened like this, you remember the case of Abacha and Abiola saga.
Okay.
The judge that's supposed to judge the case ran away because of a military thing. So all of them know the truth, but we are waiting because there is the last election that took place. If Labour Party could win Lagos State, could take over Lagos State, and you see some others at the end of the day, in fact, if you happen to be in Lagos State that time, you see the kind of threatening that this boy threatened people, that if you are not for social party, don't come here. They carry matches, carry different kind of. At the end of the day, they squeeze themselves in. But we are still waiting. But I know that the truth will surely surface.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you so much. Now, let me touch on some messages now quickly. Blue Ventures is saying, I am of the opinion and strongly believe that the judiciary will surely do the right thing. They are all aware of the latest trend in the African continent. Okay. The battle is actually between the Nigerian people and the rest of the politicians. I am looking forward to when all election disputes will make it possible for every election dispute to be sorted out before the officials take oath of office. God bless Nigeria, our beloved country. Bishop Adonai from Yano Ejigbo. All right. Thank you so very much. Let's see if we can touch on more messages quickly. Your guest this afternoon nailed it directly on the head. He has spoken the mind of the majority of Nigerians. Truly, the judiciary has to do the right thing to avoid hula baloo in the country. Let's all wait and see. Nigeria on keg of gunpowder, according to the analysts. I don't think that our politicians are in the know of that. All eyes on judiciary. Great day to you from Oko Sisi, from Surulere. Let's see which other one is next now. Your program is on point. Your guest analyst today has hit the target. Simisola Yimu. Your guest has said it all. Set the mind of all Nigerians. The judiciary should do the right thing. All of us are watching. John from Yaba. Okay, I just returned from work. What is the topic today, please? Okay, don't worry, you get to know. As for the judiciary and the Makeba dance, let's know that whether they like it or not, all eyes are on them. And for the coup in some African countries, especially Niger and Gabon, and the palpable fears within the government circle in Nigeria, well, all I can tell them is just to serve the people well, and peace shall reign. Simple. If not, whoever fetches the ant-infested firewood must have lizard as his guest. Is that what you're trying to say? Okay. Let the judiciary do the right thing for people to reign, for peace rather, to reign in our country, and also freedom, and also redeem rather their battered image. Thank you so very much. Let's see more now. Well done for the good work you're doing. Miss you back while you were still in Rainbow. Femi from Isheri Olofin. Oh, Femi, thank you so very much. Miss you too, man. With Lagos and Abuja, we can confidently say that LP won the election, but Mahmoud's 4 and magic changed it all. Okay. Let's see. What's up right here? Let me just touch on this one. This is an opportunity for the judiciary to redeem their image. Kingsley from Ijegun sent in that message. Several messages pouring in. Thank you so very much. But then, let's visit the phone lines again, quickly. Good afternoon to you.
Let's start.
Yeah. Hello? Oh, so sorry about that. Hello, good afternoon to you. Hello. Oh, I think I have. Can you call back? I think she really wants to say something. Okay, you know what? Quickly call me back. Okay, quickly call me back before I go. I'm about to wrap up. Just quickly call me back. Thank you so very much. 0700 903 903 903. That's the number to call. 0700 903 903 903. Thank you. My name is Jude Ikami Jude. I do these every weekday from 1 p.m. up until 3 p.m. every weekday, like I said. All right. On social media, I am Ikami Jude. IKAMIJUDEH. Okay. Thank you so very much for all your messages, your calls. Indeed, all we pray for is that Nigeria will be a better place. It's our earnest prayer. Our earnest prayer, seriously. That Nigeria will be a better place for me, for you, and for everyone. But then, let's keep our hopes alive, okay? Don't be frustrated. Don't be tired. Just keep praying for your dear country, Nigeria. Okay? It's time to go. It's time to go. It's time to go. Thank you so very much. I have to go right now. There's a particular call that's been coming in. I don't know. Hello, good afternoon.
Hello, good afternoon, sir.
Uh-huh. Good afternoon. Wait, where are you calling from?
Everyone. But then, let's keep up.
Hello? Uh-oh. Where are you calling from?
From Spain.
Okay, thank you so much. Okay? Thank you. I love you so much, huh? And I appreciate that call. Thank you. Thank you.
I love you too.
Yeah. Bye. 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 All right. See, I have to go. Thank you very much. I'm out of here. Good afternoon to you.
This is the station that gives you a voice.
How can you be jubilating when judgment has not been given? Meaning that you are bribing the judiciary.
You see a lot of young Nigerians who are leaving the country in droves. They are running away to escape poverty.
Now, I'm not looking at this issue, and I think Nigerians should rise.
Many families and properties have been destroyed. Accountability is one of the things that is lacking in governance in this country.
Speak with no hindrance.
Chapter 4, Section 39 of the Nigerian Constitution